Hello, how are you? So, I am increasingly becoming interested in low-code configuration applications, and a very good example is Azure Logic Apps. And I really wanted to understand at least how small pieces of that work. So in this example over here, there's some body, like some data coming in, and there is some condition or rule happening, and we can choose what to do with any piece of that. What's interesting to me is that every brick in this graph or workflow configuration is a sort of action or configuration. In this example here, there's a filtering operation going on. I really want to know how it's done, and I'm looking at open source tools, right? So for rule execution, I use JsonSchema, and of course I want to test my data, the JSON I receive with JSON schema. Yeah, JSON schema for data validation and JSON logic for actual rule execution. I have two applications, the same applications written, one in Go and one in Node.js, which they both perform the same task. They receive some request body with post request. At this point, I know at least one JSON schema I want to test against, which is this. I want to have some object which contains users array, and every item is supposed to be should consist of name, age, and location. And as a correct example, there would be this, right? So I should be able to post this object, validate it. If it's correct, I want to filter it with the rule over here, which is JSON logic rule. And over here, I'm going to filter against users, and every item of that should be greater or equal 30. So what's important in my test over here is that both Node.js and Go and actually PHP and Python have the same implementation for JSON logic, which is the configuration for low-code data driven like logic applications. So they have libraries to perform configurable applications. So this is transferable between different languages. And of course, JSON schema is what you usually use in the MongoDB for document validation. So it's universal stuff. So yeah, let me show you a demo. Go run hello. I already ran it. So I've got the correct data. I can send it over here, and you see it's doing stuff. It's filtering out those users by age. And of course, well, if I had a fancy glorified UI like Microsoft does, I would go in my system, and I would just tamper with settings greater than 18, right? I would rerun the configuration thing, and when I run it now, there should be more data than this. Yeah, there's slightly more. There's H12, which we didn't have over here. So yeah, this is a Go, and over here it's the same very configurations for Node.js. So I can run my correct data sample. It's doing something over here now. It's also giving me those users filtered by their age. And of course, this wouldn't be a nice demo if I didn't show you the incorrect data sample. Here I'm trying to post login information for users list, which is not correct data. And of course, my schema validation is telling me, I'm sorry, there's something wrong in there, and you don't have users in your data, and obviously there's no filtering happening. Implementation details are simple enough, and between Node.js and Go in here, there's not much different. So the post process thing. So I am validating it against my schema over here, and I am validating my data with the schema here, and after it's successful, if it was successful, I am running my JSON logic stuff sequentially, just like so in Node.js it's the same as in Go. If it was alright and nothing broke, then I'm sending that JSON in Go as a response. And of course for Node.js it's the same. Funny enough, I'm not a Go developer, and it was quite straightforward to rewrite the application in Go by just copy pasting stuff. This is a sort of microservice stuff. All right, so that's that, and I'm really amazed and happy that my small filtering thing kind of worked. And with open source validation library for JsonSchema and some decision logic stuff to kind of mimic going left and right if some stuff happens is quite powerful in my opinion. Of course, their stuff is more sophisticated, but by leveraging like open source stuff, it's really fun to test. All right, that's that. My small journey over the last 2 weeks actually learning Go and playing around with these decision rules. I hope you liked this small session, and I guess enjoy coding and enjoy testing. Cheers.